Let's skip to the next era. Say if you're sitting in front of someone who was 25 to 35. So now they're getting married, or maybe they've got 2 kids and they've got a mortgage, and they come to you. Same question: can I get some mentorship? You know, there'll be different problems, won't they? It's another 10 years down the track.
Yeah.
It's hard to say what would your advice be to them because it's individual. It depends on the person. But thinking back to that period of your life when you have got kids, got a couple of kids. So you would have had kids at that stage when you were playing footy, even, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Advice to our friends here, on that holistic look at life in that 10-year period. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the first bit of advice, that age group's really interesting because I think for me, the first bit of advice is don't not have mentors. Make sure that I think it's a really critical age to have mentors right there. And I didn't, as I said, particularly in that 30 to 40 probably, I didn't really have enough, I don't think, looking back. So I'd really encourage people to make sure that they understand the value, because I think you can be a bit bulletproof, I know what's going on, I'm pretty independent now. You can get that and not necessarily you're so busy working for success, you might not even build really close relationships sometimes that actually allow you to ask that question or have someone that you trust enough. But I think it's pivotal that you do that first of all. The advice if I was mentoring someone in that space it'd clearly be around it would start with, again, the identity and purpose piece and what people believe. Didn't really mention that before. What do you believe? Because ultimately, once as a mentor I can understand that, I can then sort of talk about, okay, so how now my advice would be around how then you live that out. How do you live that out? How do you relate to people? How do you relate to your wife if you're married, or your partner? What's important to you there? Then how do you relate in your workplace? I think mentoring would be about sharing experiences of my time in the workforce at that age, the stories I might be able to share, and helping someone to be able to be confident to say, I've got this challenge at work. What's your advice, sort of thing. So that type of stuff. My real advice probably would be that it's a time where I think a lot of people work really hard, come under pressure, relationships come under pressure. So I would keep going back to, are you prioritising your key relationships? Are you engaging at home? Are you actually getting the foundation of who you are and what you believe right in the way you're living?